Fear, our ability to actually persevere through things, and our ability to not be afraid. Fear is not real, but danger is very imminent. Danger could be us coming home late at night in a treacherous neighborhood, and we're actually in danger of what? Being mugged, being robbed, and actually having violence placed on us. But fear is our illusion playing on our minds and telling us that things are there when they actually aren't there. I was watching a basketball game yesterday between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Milwaukee Bucks, and it featured two future players, two future Hall of Famers, and two All-Stars and two actual superstars. One was Giannis Antetokounmpo of the Milwaukee Bucks, and the other one was Anthony Davis. But there was a drastic difference between both of their approaches and their mindset. One had the fear mentality, while the other one had the obsessive mentality in order for him to actually dominate the game. And the one I'm actually speaking about is Anthony Davis. He didn't show a lot of poise, he didn't show a lot of constraint, and he didn't show a lot of consistency with his ability to believe that he was actually the best athlete on the court. He didn't give himself an opportunity to dominate that game the way Giannis Antetokounmpo wanted to dominate that game. He came out shooting early threes, he came out shooting twos, and he came out with a dunk, and he came out supporting his teammates and actually helped his team become victorious. On the other hand, Anthony Davis had the fear mentality. Oh wow, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe LeBron James needs to come and help me out. Maybe I'm not able to participate at this level, or maybe I'm just hurt. Maybe I'm injured. Maybe I'm in my feelings. But if you actually compare their talents, you can actually see their talents are very comparable. They're actually great athletes, and they actually have what? The ability to dominate games and actually perform beyond everybody's wildest imagination. But it was only Russell Westbrook's motor that actually matched Giannis Antetokounmpo. But their skill levels are very different. One is a guard and the other one is a center. One starts at 6'11" and the other one starts at 6'3". You can see their inability in order for Russell Westbrook to actually get shots at the basket. But you can see Giannis Antetokounmpo with his high motor be able to get shots at the basket and actually perform and dominate that game. And this is the reason why Anthony Davis needed to perform and actually show great restraint, because he's 6'11" and he has a skill set in order for him to shoot threes and shoot twos, but he actually settled. He was very passive and he wasn't as aggressive. And I actually see that that is the reason why Anthony Davis is not as strong as Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's not as physical as Giannis Antetokounmpo, and he's not as dominant as Giannis Antetokounmpo, because he doesn't actually work out during the off season to the point of obsession. He doesn't give himself a chance in order for him to perform at his highest level when his apex reaches. Whenever the game gets tight, he gets tight. Whenever the opportunity doesn't present himself, he doesn't create it. But I want you to go out there and actually have the mentality of Giannis Antetokounmpo. He actually has the obsessiveness in order for him to outperform all his fears, because he went out there with only two All-Stars. Jrue Holiday was having a struggling night, and Chris Middleton, his teammate, was having an awful night. But he was actually able to perform, and he ended up the game with what? He ended up the game with 47 plus points. He had multiple rebounds, and he actually dominated the game in assists, because he was actually very confident, and he actually knew that he was the best athlete on the court, because he had put in the work with his obsessive, competitive, and actually athletic ability. He has given himself an opportunity in order for him to actually get better in the offseason, so when the game time came, all he did was dominate. But Anthony Davis didn't have that mentality, and that mentality didn't come because he hasn't actually put in the work. He hasn't pushed himself to the point of exhaustion during his workouts. He hasn't performed to his capable abilities because he hasn't decided that he is not a guard. He actually plays like a guard, but he stands at 6'11". Majority of guards cap out at 6'3". Point guards, but he needed to give himself an opportunity to actually play bigger and actually be monstrous. And this is the reason why fear is a mind killer, and I want us to actually have the obsessive ability to actually be only afraid of danger and not necessarily fear, because fear is a mind killer. And when we give ourselves an opportunity to actually kill our minds, we actually get to realize that danger is the only thing that we should be afraid upon and not fear. So I want us to have the mentality of Giannis Antetokounmpo and not necessarily the mentality of Anthony Davis, because Anthony Davis doesn't perform always to his potential. He always leaves us wanting more. But I want us to have the mentality of what? Russell Westbrook and Giannis Antetokounmpo. And this is the Nova Podcast. I want you to like, comment, and subscribe. This is Eddie Khan Moses. Peace.